Broadcasting live from the Albay Pio News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, a tunnel in Kitwinan Hill in Barangay Tinago Kamalig, Albay, which was purportedly dug up by the Japanese in the Second World War, is being developed as a destination site for tourists and visitors. Jed Villanueva, the municipal tourism officer, said that the 35-meter-long, 2-meter-wide tunnel is just one of the 28 tunnels that were used by the Japanese forces in the 1940s. Currently, the entrance to the 18 tunnels is undergoing extensive mapping, assessment, and renovation in preparation for its opening to the public. The tunnel is one of the highest peaks in Kamalig, and it offers a clear view of the expansive plains. In another story, at least 8 farmers' associations have received 5 million pesos worth of farm machinery as part of the Sustainable Livelihood Program of the local government. Mayor Carmen Geraldine Rizal and the City Agriculture Office CAO Chief Sheila Naz led the distribution of the farm equipment to the farmers on Tuesday at the City of Legazpi Expo building adjacent area to the Legazpi City Convention Center. Rizal said the city government has allocated 5 million pesos to purchase the farm equipment requested by the members of the Farmers Association to lessen the labor costs for land preparations and improve productivity, particularly the harvest of palay. The city mayor said that the distribution of the agricultural types of machinery would help them improve their daily living conditions and strengthen the city's agricultural industry. In another news, a family of 5 were killed in a fire that destroyed their house in Barangay Kilicao, Daraga on Tuesday night, January 23. Police Lieutenant Colonel Mulu Kalubaki, Police Regional Office 5 spokesperson, identified the victims as Moncrist, 35, his lived-in partner Rosalie, 35, and their 3 minor children. Arson investigators said the victims were trapped and failed to get out of their house built of light materials. Arson probers have yet to determine the cause of the fire and the damage to property. In the national scene, Finance Secretary Ralph Rector said Wednesday that the government does not see another implementation of a price ceiling on rice this year, as it bids to increase the country's farm output to tame inflation. Rector, however, also acknowledged the possibility of supply disruptions due to external threats like the ongoing tension in the Middle East. Another option, the finance chief said, is for the monetary board to look into all this data and make the appropriate decisions. In another story, local government secretary Benjamin Abulos Jr. said Wednesday that digitalization of government processes has helped increase the LGU's tax collections 4 times in 5 years. Abulos noted that as of December 2023, around 60% or 921 of 1,634 LGUs are now automating their business permit processing. with 799 of them using the electronic LGU or ELGU system, and 122 others having their own innovative systems. About 39% or 598 LGUs are also accepting online applications, while 15% of 222 LGUs are accepting online payments based on the DILG data. As of September 15, 2023, around 8,311 permits have been approved by 668 cities and municipalities, while 2,404 permits are still being processed by 229 cities and municipalities. In another news, local government secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. on Wednesday said his agency will comply with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s directive to avoid communication with the International Criminal Court or ICC. Abalos issued a statement the day after Marcos maintained that the Philippine government will not cooperate with the ICC amid its investigation into the drug war launched by his predecessor Rodrigo Duterte. Abalos said that so far, the ICC has not reached out to the DILG as well as to the local government units. And in the news outside the country, experts have warned that level of pollution in the Mediterranean has reached alarming proportions, with an average of 229,465 tons of plastic waste added annually. They caution that if the current trend of increased production and consumption of plastic continues, pollution in the next decade could triple. Amit Kiddies, a lecturer at Middle East Technical University Institute of Marine Sciences, said the Mediterranean is one of the most polluted seas worldwide, describing plastic pollution as the world's biggest problem after global warming. Kiddies said around 99% of the plastic pollution in the Mediterranean end up on the seabed, and the remaining on the sea surface or beaches. In another story, Argentina's labor unions began a nationwide general strike on Wednesday against austerity measures and reforms by the country's libertarian president Javier Milei. Thousands of people marched towards Congress in the capital of Buenos Aires on Wednesday amid the strike, which began at 10 a.m. and said to last for 12 hours. Since taking office, Milei has announced a raft of public spending cuts and asked lawmakers to sign off on a sweeping program of deregulation that scraps protection for businesses and consumers and makes it easier to privatize public companies. The General Confederation of Labor, CGT, and a group of social movements called the strike in opposition to a decree signed by Milei to deregulate the economy and an omnibus bill he has sent to lawmakers. Part of the decree has been temporarily suspended by an appeals court after a challenge by the CGT. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, January 25, 2024. I'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer Joy Duque, and on the technical side, Chad Bobbies, and to our provincial information officer, Attorney Mary Luduga Castillo. And under the supervision of our governor, Attorney Ansel Grex Lagman, I am Greg HALLARE. Thank you for subscribing.